Zach Maslany now making his way to the stage. Maslany in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
It's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. It's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a beautiful.
Great technique. He's
It's 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Corner mother freaking episode 30 up in this biatch. What up, everybody? Just as I cue it on, my dogs start fighting. Guys, Merlot, stop. Merlot. Hey, Ziggy, chill. All right, now they're chilling. But what up, everybody? Episode 30. Just trying to crank another one out here. Been busy as fuck, but that's good, man. Being busy is good. You just don't want to be too busy to where you start losing your mind and you start forgetting things and, but it's good to be a little bit busy, keep some mind off other things and, all the crazy shit that's going on in the world right now. Stop. Hey. I just took them out, so I thought they'd be okay, but now they're freaking out. They're just wrestling, actually. They like playing, but then they always take it too far. So we actually found out just not too long ago. We actually found out that our dog Ziggy is a Affin Pincer, which is the It's a terrier and it's a monkey terrier, which is pretty funny because he does kind of have that monkey nose. So Merlot, aka Merlizel, aka Little Cheezel, is Merlot is a pug Shih Tzu, and then Ziggy Boy, the Zigzag Man, he is he's only 1 year old. He's only a little over one, and he's an Affin Pincer. But now he just made a weird noise, so let me go check on him real quick. They're okay. He was just making some weird noises because they're wrestling on the bed. That's what they do. If they start wrestling in front of me and I start giving them shit about wrestling, they just kind of travel and just keep moving, and they wrestle the whole way over into another area, and then they just keep wrestling. So it is pretty funny. They do jiu-jitsu. It looks like they're doing jiu-jitsu. And my brother was saying how his dog wrestling with the other dog, it looks like the one dog just keeps pulling guard. And they basically are pulling guard. They go to their back and they put their feet up in the air, and they know they can kick and they can push and use their paws. And it's just more playing. If the dog was really attacking, it'd be coming at you with its mouth and stuff like that, like an animal would. So biting the neck and stuff. But yeah, so it was really cool for one of the owners of the Ziggy's brother or sister, Pepper, I think. It was really cool for her to reach out to us because now we know what kind of dog it is. And then when my wife started looking up all the things about the dog, like the background of those type of dogs, we realized, oh wow, yeah, exactly. That's why he acts like that. And now it makes sense. So that was pretty cool. Hey, what did we lead in today? The music that I played was just a song I heard this morning. It's called Running the Streets, featuring A Boogie by Rick Ross. Port of Miami. Shout out to 10th Planet Miami. Gabe Chahada, just got off the phone with him, talking some shop. He's still working on getting the school up and running down there, dealing with the city and all this stuff. Over here, we were just looking at some plans for the Allentown place. The lease is already signed, so construction starts next week, I believe on Tuesday. So if you want to sign up at the Allentown location or get information on cross training, you could always hit me up and I'll steer you. But really, you want to look up my man and your man, the head enrollment coordinator, chief of staff, Andrew, and I'm going to give them to you. If you don't have Instagram, and guys, Instagram is probably the number one thing that we use on to get the word out. Honestly, like people have Instagram and Facebook. A lot more weirdos I feel come from Facebook, but it's pretty funny. Andrew Jones has exactly 420 followers right now, and it's Andrew Jones 10P on the gram, 10 Planet Bethlehem Enrollment Coordinator Manager, and also one of our purple belts. Andrew's a beast. I saw him. He was in Thor's ADCC training yesterday, and him, Gerald's got a fight. Ryan just won Naga Expert Division, gave him his blue belt. He's a beast wrestler, wrestler for Kutztown. Obviously, Renee's grown from a boy to a man. He's like 195 pounds or some shit. He's going to be in the next Finishers tournament. We'll talk about that. But yeah, the ADCC training was looking dope. And then Thad's usually in there too. I don't think he was there yesterday, but Thad's usually in there. Sometimes one of the dudes from Valley comes down. I forget his name. He's in there. So, thanks to everybody who's helping Thor out get ready for ADC. I can't really do shit to him. The smaller guys that, we usually have aren't really going to be doing much to Thor. He's huge and strong and he's a beast. So, yeah, so I don't know. We're just man, ADCC coming up, dude. I don't know. There's just so much stuff, man. So much to be grateful for and to be happy about. I'm just super grateful for everything, man. Like I don't even know how to. It's been such a long time coming, man. We work so hard, and I guess. And it's I ordered these. I order so much dumb shit off Amazon, and I ordered these like cards, I guess you would say. I thought they were going to be bigger cards. I thought they were going to be like actual like greeting cards that I could like write on the back and then to send it to people and like hype them up and shit like that. And they're like got a bunch of positive sayings on there. And I know people are like, oh, positive sayings, corny. But hey, if it helps you in any way, I don't care what it is. If it's something that you got to do or some quote or some mantra or some thing you got to put out there, just like, talk shit to yourself. Some people like to be like, if you're getting in like a really cold bath or something like that, some people are like, let's go, you pussy. Or like, they'll be like, come on, let's go. You can do this, and you like curse yourself out. Or you could do what we learned at the Wim Hof and do the breathing techniques and fire yourself up or whatever. But there has to be something. And sometimes it is motivational quotes. And like people have told me and JM and, a lot of guys at the school that they're just super motivated by us and they see us out there grinding and trying to, make moves. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. I guess it is just a mindset of just like working harder and I don't even know, working harder. How about just working on shit? I guess some people want to give I know I'm jumping all over the place, but some people want to give entrepreneurs and business owners all the credit in the world, and obviously I think they do deserve credit for sure, and I'm not taking anything away from us doing this or like anybody who steps out there, but really it's just balls. You just got the balls to go out there and just say like, fuck it, I'm putting money on myself and trying it, and obviously you have to be good, and the better you are at something, the more success is easy to come. It's going to be easier to become successful if you work hard, and that's this in a roundabout way, getting back to this little card that I got, and this one I've been letting sit on my desk here for like a couple days, and there's a bunch of them. And this one is it says Thomas Jefferson, but I guess Thomas Jefferson said this. I'd like to see, when and in what context, but he was basically said, I find that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. And corny or not, it's it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's awesome. Like if you guys listen to the Joe Hogan podcast, John Jock was on, and it was so cool to hear John Jock. Like I'm like always trying to be more like John Jock. I feel like he is a great role model to the jiu-jitsu community, and like just he's also like an old school gangster too. He was like one of the first ADCC submissional guys that were just subbing everybody. No gi, and pretty much he says like a lot of all the moves that he does no gi, are the moves that he does gi, and that's a whole thing. And it still pisses me off when like I saw a dude who, was cool and then became a cornball and then was cool again, and then he went out there and then I thought he was cool. And then he like shared like a whole thing. I don't even know why I read it because I usually don't read people's dumb shit on Facebook. But I ended up just catching my eye and I read it, and it was like the whole gi versus no gi debate again. Like, you're not a real black belt if you don't train in the gi, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, dude, you know what? Fuck off, bro. I just deleted his shit right there again. And that's just, I just don't need that negativity, man. I really don't. I don't need to, read that kind of crap, and it just pisses me off and puts me in a bad mood because, people are just, it's the same thing with like Gary Tonin going on and shitting on combat jiu-jitsu nonstop. And it's like, dude, we fucking get it, bro. If you don't like it, that's fine. Now listen, I love Gary Tonin, always been a huge fan of his, but people are out here making a living and trying to do their thing, and I just don't feel like the negativity is doing any good. I really don't. Like, I think he could come out in a different way and say, hey, yeah, combat jiu-jitsu is pretty awesome, and I just really miss EBI. That's one thing. But instead going out there and be like, I don't understand it, blah, 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 so on. Yeah, I think we're recording again. Yep, we're back on. I accidentally knocked the speaker off my desk, so it shut down. And shout out to my younger brother, Paul, who's out there working hard in Finisher Studios, editing this together after I piece it all together because I take breaks in between and stuff like that. And I don't have an attention span sometimes. Or I get sidetracked, or I remember something that I have to write down. So I write a lot of stuff down, guys. So pro tip out there, if you don't write stuff down and you're just going off memory, you're killing yourself because you're going to forget shit. Like, I can't remember. I have a great long-term memory, but sometimes short-term, not the greatest. I do forget things, sometimes one ear, one out the other. And I like to write stuff down because I always go back to it. I always think about it for a while, and then sometimes I write shit down, and I create a list, and then I create a new list, and I'll create 5 lists, and I'll write that same shit down. And sometimes it'll never come to fruition, and sometimes I'll be like, you know what? 2 years ago, that was a good idea, and now I finally figured out how to make it work or how to, incorporate it into, my life or whatever the situation is. So, that being said, back to what I was talking about, and I was talking about Gary Tonin going on podcasts and making public statements about how he hates combat jiu-jitsu and he misses EBI, and he felt like Eddie was messing up. And, knowing Eddie Bravo, I mean, maybe Gary doesn't know this, but Eddie, this is something that he's been wanting to do his whole career, his whole life. Like, think about it. Like, not his whole life, but his whole life in jiu-jitsu, I should say. Like, once he got back really into, jiu-jitsu, he was, like, always trying to figure out, like, why, like, and he talks about this, why black belts in jiu-jitsu were getting the shit kicked out of them by just wrestlers who knew how to not get triangled or not get armbarred from full guard, right? And wrestlers took over for a while, and a lot of black belts couldn't do shit. And part of it was, one of the original no-gi arguments was, the guys are training in gi all the time, and they're not training, with, no shirts on. And I think that's important. Even for Thor's training in ADCC, he shouldn't be training with a gi on for ADCC. He should be training with a shirt off, and in tights, because some of the freaking, and with guys that have super hairy chests, you got to get used to that. Even in MMA. In MMA, you're not going to train in a gi, for grappling. And again, this may be against popular opinion, but I really don't care because this is Zach's Corner Podcast and it's not someone else's Corner Podcast. So this is my opinion. And it is, it is a valid point I'm making. you know, because even with the gloves, think about this. Even the gloves in MMA, you need to, if you're going to fight MMA, you should practice rolling with the gloves because it's different. I have small hands. I can't make like really long fingers like some people have alien fingers. I can't put my grip all the way around someone's wrist. With a glove on, it makes it even worse. So now I'm relying a lot on overhooks and underhooks. You know, I can't really, like someone who has a really big hand that can just palm someone's wrist makes a huge difference. If you're doing rubber guard, again, it keeps the person, you know, with the person on bottom with the gloves. Like if you try to hit a triangle or a dead orchard, your hand with the gloves gets stuck in the triangle. Very different. It's difficult. Excuse me. It's different putting on chokes. Choking people is different with gloves on. You know, wrestling people is different with gloves on. You know, everything. You gotta practice the way you fight. You know, that's what I would say. I feel like, think about that. Like you wanna make it the closest. You wanna simulate it the closest that it could possibly be to the actual thing that you're gonna do. That's what I would want to do. You know, I want to get used to it. Like if I'm used to grip, if I'm used to having tights and shorts and a rash guard on, it's still, I feel different than going against someone who has really slippery legs and no shirt on. It's different. You know, that's why, you know, me and JM always talk about Naga. You should go back there and win that Naga because, you know, do you ever see the video where he twisters a guy and the guy had on like Don Fry American flag, like tights? And, you know, you got to deal with that shit. You got to deal with the guy having on tight tights. And he still put the guy in the twister and splayed them all out. That was pretty funny. But you get used to rolling with guys like that. If you never face some crazy-ass dude like that who's all lathered up and everything, it could be, you know, it could definitely be a problem. What else is going down? What else? Big finishers tournament coming up in November. We just announced the first super fight today. Andrew Kochel, black belt out of Valley Jiu-Jitsu, friend of mine, known him for a long time, versus another friend of mine, Andrew Alexander, 10 Planet Grants Pass, head instructor, brown belt under Edge Brav. And that's going to be a really good match. Like, you know, both guys are great submissions. Kochel is tough as shit, you know, doing super fights like a maniac, competing like a beast. So, you know, this is what I want. Like some guys, and listen, Kochel and Alexander, if you guys aren't in the sub-only game, then obviously you don't know these guys. But if you're in the sub-only game, you know these guys. They're both killing it. They're both competing a lot. And, you know, they love traveling to compete. You know, I love both of these guys, so it's hard for me to pick a winner or want someone to win. But, you know, this is why I'm doing it. I'm trying to support, you know, put out the local guys for sure, and then also my friends. That's one of the reasons why. And people who are exciting jiu-jitsu players, and we're going to get some great matchups. We got two different tournaments going down. It's going to be November 16th, Allentown, Pennsylvania. If you're coming to the pro show at night, it's $40, and you're gonna see, believe me, you're gonna see a lot of jiu-jitsu for $40. Some be like, oh man, they used to charge $20. This is a legit venue. It's at the Parkview Inn Conference Center. Legit venue. They sell alcohol there. There's gonna be food, a DJ, seats, the whole nine. We're live streaming, and it's gonna be a show. You know, it's not just it's not just like, you know, you come and you're on the mats anymore. Even though that was gangster as shit, it was just at someone's school. People piled around. This time, you know, we're stepping it up. You know, we're investing in ourselves. We've got some new mats, so shout out to Fuji. We got new mats from Fuji coming, so it's going to be sick. And you know what? Like, we don't have to make $1 million off it, but it if it eventually pays for the mats, obviously we're hoping it does. And like I said, we're not trying to make $1 million off this shit. We're trying to survive, but then also on top of that, we're able to keep promoting jiu-jitsu in the local area. We're bringing sub-only to Allentown, which is dope. And it was there before. They had a submission-only show years ago, and I competed in it. It was crazy, and so did JM. He twisted another guy who became a friend of ours, John Hassan, and he was training at 50-50. I don't know where the hell he's at now, but every now and then I talk to him. But yeah, and that was you know, in Kosi, and I know Nick Maslany, and has something to do with that. So I think it's going to be sick, man. It's going to be, we already announced a super fight, hype about that, selling tickets. If anybody wants tickets, they're going to be available eventually on shopfinishers.com, so you can buy tickets to the main show. I'll ship them to you. What else? We got some sponsors already: Death Set Apparel, Lanky Fight Gear, Fuji, Red Bowie, 10 Planet Allentown. Pumped up about them. That's going down. So if anybody in the Allentown area wants to sign up for jiu-jitsu, go to 10 Planet Allentown. I think it's 10pallentown.com, or search 10. Here, let's find out what it is exactly. right now. But yo, if you want to sign up at any of our schools or you want to train with us, you can hit up Andrew Jones 10P on the gram. You can go to 10thplanetallentown.com, and that's where you'll get the ability to sign up. And you can it's $99 for the first month. We're still going to be signing people up like starting now. I actually got to call Thor when I get off this little podcast and, talk to him more about that. So I've been talking to, like I said, remember, pro tip from either last week or 2 weeks ago, if you don't have the Zen planner and you own a jiu-jitsu school, you doing? You need that Zen planner because that's what keeps track of all your people. And then it helps you set goals. So we can be like, okay, we got this many guys. We're going to try to get this many guys. Oh, we got this many people. Oh, if I get this many people, I can quit my job. Oh, if I get this many people, I could, buy a Ferrari. If I get this many people, I could get a new cell phone. I could do all types of stuff. So what else is going down? So the Finishers Tournament. Yeah. And the Finishers Open too. If you guys listen to this podcast and you're going to plan on signing up for the Finishers Open, use the promo code FinishersFam. That's my gift to you. I believe it is 20% off an already discounted price for you guys to sign up at the Finishers Open, EBI rules. And again, I'm not trying to make this Naga. Sure, we're putting, our boy Sean, he's putting a lot of work into the website, the feel and the look for it. And it's really the main goal of the Finishers Tournament is to promote the athletes, promote the local athletes, and promote submission-only jiu-jitsu, and try to promote winners. I should put this up as a post, and try to promote winners to the shows like EBI, Kasai, Rise, and so on and so forth. And, we stand by our reputation, and the guys who have won our tournaments have all moved on to become either EBI champions, legit competitors, exciting submission-only guys. Sometimes we have duds, not the show himself, but sometimes we have matches that are duds. But for the most part, people know at the finishers, people in the crowd are going to talk shit at you if you don't push it. So, yeah, I'm just really excited for it, man. Like I said, we're getting a DJ. My boy Mike Fauerbach from Never Again Radio is hooking us up. So if you listen to this podcast, I don't even know how many people listen to it because I take the advice of Ross. I don't even look up. I just keep putting it out there. And hopefully one day someone tells me, hey, you have 1,000 listens or you have 10,000 listens altogether or whatever. And I do it. One time I looked at the finishers and I was blown away how many people listen to it. And I wish we could do that more, and we will do it more. So, all things in time, as they say, as the Lord above Ejibab once said. So we just keep cracking at it. But the finishers tournament, man, I'm so hyped for that. I can't wait to see it go down. It's men's 185 for $2,500, and then it's women's 105 for $1,000. And then the winner gets money, rep, street cred. Man, there's so many good people in it already. In the women's, Gabby Etzel, Grace Gundrum, finally back to the finishers, Danielle Kelly. That could be a finals match right there. Isabel Frezzo, Randy Miley, Sonia Mueller. There's Kate Gonzalez. Like, it's going to be packed. There's a lot of good girls. 105, not many opportunities. Christina Pinto's in it. There's not many opportunities for women at 105. So, that's a great opportunity for them. And then men's 185, the winner of the Ultimate Mat Warriors comes out. And I don't know if this is breaking news, but keep this on the DL. Keep this. Don't be talking around the block on this too much. But it seems like the men's 185 combat jiu-jitsu is going to go down the day after the finishers, which means, right? I think which means I would have to get on a plane in the morning, Sunday morning, and then fly out to wherever it's going to be. Hopefully it's just in California, if anywhere, and just take that flight and then go back in time because you get out there earlier and then not sleep and then just go right to the venue and then watch, Thor. If it's men's 185, go out there and kill it. And I know what you're thinking, like, wouldn't that take away people from the finishers tournament? And it might take away some of the top guys to do, a bigger event, but that's the whole point. The finishers tournament is not Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. It's not EBI, Although we've had some tournaments, if you look back, we've had some guys in it that we didn't know then. But if you know now, you look at that and be like, wow, that could post up there with some of the best submission-only brackets ever, of how the guys that were in it, which is really dope. So, yeah, go back and watch some of the old finishers. You can watch them all if you go to finisherjujitsu.com or if you just search finisher sub only on YouTube. You can watch all the old finishers. They're all up there. We own the rights to our own copies. We never sold out to any of these things. So unless someone comes through, they're going to have to back up a huge Brinks truck, like huge, if they want to ever buy the finishers sub only. That's what I'm thinking. I would need a lot of money. Whoops. I don't know what I just pressed. But yeah, so today is Friday. And I love Fridays. I get to go to the farm with my wife, even for it's a brief time during the day. Usually like when it's nice out. We hit up the farm. It's really cool. We get like a half share. So like everything that they grow, we get half of what everybody gets. And it's like watermelon. There's all types of vegetables, carrots. You'll get rhubarb. You'll get strawberries sometimes. You get corn. You can buy honey and meat. And they're growing hemp at the farm, which is really cool. They have bees at the farm. It's a pretty cool thing. And it really is like maybe 15 minutes from our house. We go there. We spend literally 10 minutes while we're there. And then we're out. And we say what's up to people who are really cool with us. And it's cool. Yeah, it's like a thing that we like to do. And then I usually get back to work. And then on Fridays, I teach class at 5 o'clock. I teach the kids advanced class, which is usually pretty deep. But, you never know. It's summer. Music Fest time. And then Friday, I also teach a 6 o'clock class from 6 to 7:30. And then after that, I come home. And then me and my wife chill Friday night. Saturday, I have to teach class tomorrow. And then I think I have Big Steve's son's birthday party, Hendrix. And I'm going to go to that for a few. And then Saturday, I don't know. I don't know what else I'm going to get into. Sunday, off, I believe. I don't know. I have to double check. And then right now, I'm currently lifting weights, getting ready to compete at Pan Am's, and which is in September. And then at the end of September, we'll be going to ADCC not trials, ADCC, the ADCC, not the trials, in Anaheim, California. See Thor compete. That's going to be supersick.com. That's going to be sick because this is not a game anymore. This is not a game. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I can't ADCC run by Seth Daniels and stuff. Like, I wonder if the mats are gonna be elevated or something, or just gonna be a whole bunch of mats. But it's gonna be different than ever before. So I didn't expect that at all. So ADCC is gonna be nuts. We've been 6 years in the game since we opened up our school as blue belts. Me and JM, we opened up in 2013, and we managed to, get a guy to ADCC as coaches, which is really awesome. Grace is competing at Kasai, not this weekend, but next weekend. So I got to spend the night in AC. Hopefully I don't gamble the school away while I'm down there. I think it's just all old people smoking cigarettes, playing blackjack, but I'm not even really sure. Let's see what else I want to go to. Oh, if you're in the Miami area, you can sign up at 10P Miami. Also, really big news. Also pumped for this. BJJ Fanatics released our DVD, me and JM's 10 Planet Fundamentals. It's really cool. Fuji, thank you so much to Fuji Mats, Travis Stevens, Mike Zenga from BJJ Fanatics. Shout out to BJJ Fanatics. Shout out to Grappler's Guide for giving us opportunity in the beginning. Jason Scully. And then, we have our own Finishers TV, but they allowed us to do this. Shout out to Eddie Bravo for allowing us to do this. And, yeah, it's really cool. Like, this is a great opportunity for us to get our names out there. I mean, we're up there with all the Bernardo Fardio and, Gordon Ryan, John Donaher, and, all the best coaches in the game, right? Like all the guys putting out shit. Lucas Lapri, I saw, is up there. Travis Stevens got a judo one. Craig Jones. It's really cool to be listed with those guys as like an expert on jiu-jitsu, an expert on 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu. So thank you everybody for that. If you want, go, if you're, like I said, if you're on the gram, you can buy it through there. There's a link hooked up. If you click on it, it takes you to the BJJ Fanatics page. There's a little promo code up there for the YouTube one. I'm going to have another promo code eventually for everybody. So if you want to wait on buying it, wait for a little bit. And then by the next one, hopefully I'll have the promo code. If not, you could just support the squad right now. Like I said, $77. And we break down all the warm-ups. And then I also have like a little EBI discussion on there. And submission-only discussion too, I believe. So peep that out. If you're interested in that and you like that and you want to keep going with it, you could always subscribe to Finishers TV. Shout out to Quentin. He's always putting stuff up for us. So, man, I am pumped to be an entrepreneur, man. I was just talking about it with Thor this morning when we were working with the plans for the Allentown store or the Allentown dojo. And it's just so cool. Like, it's always something that I wanted to do. And, I used to just complain a lot. And I just wasn't ever happy with like the current state of affairs. And maybe it was like the type of relationships I was in or just the type of mindset that I had at the time. And I was just never happy and I always wanted to get better. And I'm the same now. I'm never, I'm not satisfied, if you will, but I am at the same point. Like I will lay back and rest on my laurels and say, hey man, this place is awesome. Like I've done all this. We've done this. I'm going to enjoy it. You know, I'm going to travel a little bit. You know, I'm going to enjoy my life, but also I'm going to work really, really hard. So that way enjoying my life is even better. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes you're just trying to enjoy yourself, but you're not working hard. So it doesn't feel right. It feels like you're just partying. You feel like shit the next day and everything. And to be honest with you, I feel like the more personally I grow as a person, the less I want to do things like partying and stuff like that. Like I still want to have a good time and, you know, drink wine and have a beer and stuff like that. But I don't want to like, I don't know. I'm just not in that mode. Like I'm not going to go get drunk. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense to me for me to do that anymore. It's fun in theory, but it's really just not something that I need to do. And I keep telling myself that. And yeah, I just don't need to. Like I need to you know, also eating healthier too. Like I'm really working on that. Like it's a struggle sometimes, but you know, I need to just there's no reason why it is. Why it is a struggle. I have the opportunity and the resources. I got to just shut the fuck up and do it. Same thing with lifting weights. Like I slacked off from that for a while. And now I'm like, you know, listening to that John Jock podcast really inspired me. And he was talking about, I'm 50 years old. I wake up, I eat papaya, I do this. And, you know, I go for runs and blah, 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 blah. And he's doing hikes and all this shit. And I'm like, damn, I'm not even doing half of that. And I was like, that's when I always just tell myself, like, can I work harder? Am I working as hard am I working hard? Yes. Can I work harder? Yes. Can I be smarter about the way I'm working? Yes. And then if I take care of my body more and I eat healthier and I am more consistent with my extracurricular workouts and recovery, which is huge, things will just get better. I'll be able to push my body farther than I wanted to anyways, you know. But if it's not healthy and I am destroying my body, I'm not going to be able to push it in certain situations. Like my wife is right. I will burn out if you're not eating healthy and you're doing this. But, you know, I don't know if this is the greatest thing, but now I know the healthier I am, the juices, the fucking, all the shit, eating healthy, not eating like shit, not drinking to excess, and keeping everything else under control. And then guess what? I can push my body even farther when it comes to jiu-jitsu, when it comes to recovery, and when it comes to staying up late and getting work done. So, and that's what I want to be able to do. And I think I have to just treat myself like, you know, I am that person. Like I have to treat myself like I am that guy. And if I believe it enough, I will become that guy. And I can, you know, I already feel like I'm back up to Craig's. I got once this week, which is cool. And now I'm going to build on it. Next week, I'm going to go Tuesday again, see if I can make it Thursday and I don't have to do some dumb shit. You know, if I can, that's going to be awesome. And then I'll just keep building on it. And I already feel like after 1 or 2 days of lifting at the gym, I feel pretty solid, you know. And I was going to Steel Fitness already, but it wasn't like this. It's not like going to a strength conditioning place. And like I said, the opportunity and the resources are there. I've already made since we moved to the new place, I've already made the jump to waking up earlier. Before I was like sleeping till like 9:30. Now I'm waking up at like 7:30, getting up at 7, getting out of bed at 7:30. And again, like I can't go to bed at midnight and sleep 7, even though I want to get 8 hours, or even if I go to bed at 10 and I wake up at 7, I feel like shit if I treated my body like stuff, as opposed to waking up feeling like I can just pop out of bed and I don't have a headache and you know what I'm saying? So all that stuff. But I do have to get going. I want to go check the dogs again and everything and get ready to go to the farm. So thank you guys for listening to Zach's Corner. If you want any information on any of the stuff, just get me on the gram, man. Just Zach Maslany on gram, Facebook. I call it the gram, and I call it the, what else is the other one called? My Snap. Even though I don't have Snapchat, I call Instagram Stories Snap. So if you're like, yo, I'm going to put you on my Snap, that means Instagram Stories. And listen, I don't care if it's wrong. I can do whatever I want. It's my world. All right. So thank you guys again for listening to Zach's Corner podcast. Go out and what was I gonna say? I was gonna be you know, just like I said, being super grateful and being aware that I'm grateful. I've been telling the kids at the end of most of all the kids' jiu-jitsu classes I teach that to go out and thank their parents for bringing them here, because you know some kids, they have parents where they have situations where their parents won't or can't bring them to class. So just being grateful that the game was bestowed upon us, if you will. So go forth and thank and serve the Lord. Peace, motherfuckers! What's up, guys? Zach here from the Finishers Podcast and from this podcast, Zach's Corner Podcast. And this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, The Grappler's Guide 3.0. Just go to thegrapplersguide.com. Check it out. Actually, instead of going to thegrapplersguide.com, you can go to me on Instagram at Zach Maslany. Click the link in my bio. Under there, there'll be a spot that says Grappler's Guide. If you click that link and go to the Grappler's Guide, you can get 30% off. If you use the promo code Finishers too, you can get 30% off a lifetime membership. And I know there's some other deals with that too. So check out the Grappler's Guide. It's probably the largest grappling website that there is. Jason Scully, shout out to him. We filmed a bunch of videos on there. So if you're looking for the 10 Planet warm-ups, they're on there. If you're looking for, if you're like, dude, my open guard sucks ass, I need to figure some shit out, they're going to give you some ideas right there. Back attacks program, turtle and crucifix program, truck program, arm lock series. If you do gi for some odd reason, they got shit on there. If you're like trying to wrist lock people and piss them off, they got that on there. They also have what I really like is the outside experts. Not only do you get our stuff, but you get Riley Bodycomb, Dan Koval, Aaron Millam, Craig Jones, Wilson Hayes, Travis Stevens. You want to get your judo up? We're going to be down there. Lachlan Giles. If you want to get your guillotine up, learn from Josh Hinger. So check out the Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code Finishers. Or like I said, go to Instagram, click the link in my bio, and then click where it says Grappler's Guide. Use the promo code Finishers, and you're good to go. Get your learn on, motherfucker!
Hey everybody, this is Paul Maslany, Zach's little brother. I am Zach's podcast producer for Zach's Corner. I produce podcasts for multiple shows. Anyone who's interested in starting their own podcast, producing a podcast, they need a podcast producer, they need someone to help them with audio for anything. I do a little bit of video production with it. We can get audio tracks and stuff up onto YouTube. You know, there's one-time deals. We could do hourly rates. I have packages. They're all custom built depending on what you want and what you need. I can help with one episode. I can help sign on for a whole season. It's whatever you're looking for. Maybe you just want me to show you how to do the basics and help you launch your podcast. Then you can take over and do everything on your own. Any of you who want to make recording a podcast a priority, I can show you how to do it yourself, help you get started. I could help you run it and produce it. If you want a professional quality podcast, I can get it up, I can get it online. Do your show notes, I can convert it to YouTube, I can get it on multiple platforms. There's other services are available as well. Reference the show notes for my email address to contact me